Yellowstone Volcano is awake and cracked open the earth. What that celestial from Eternals failed to do, a volcano just might. That was a Marvel reference, and a volcano might just crack open the earth. It sounds like I'm making this up, right? But I'm not just talking about some random volcano, I'm talking about a supervolcano. So what is the whole mess about? Let's find out, and stick to the end to figure out the chances of this actually happening. Welcome back to Volcanow. If you're new here, why not subscribe to the channel and press the like button if you enjoyed the video. With that note, let's get started. Volcanoes are frightening. These freaks of nature practically spit molten earth metals out into the open from their gaping mountain mouths, posing a serious threat to the survival of nearby species and people. The devastation caused by volcanoes is multi-layered. A volcano doesn't just cause destruction with one easy, straightforward technique when it erupts. The initial enormous eruption sends lava into the air and down onto the surrounding earth. Then, the lava flow appears, slowly but surely encroaching on all the towns. To top it all off, there is a massive amount of ash that eventually falls over wide tracts of land, potentially harming crops and the environment. Not only that, but it will also pose a risk to your health. Your lungs could breathe in the tiny particles from the ash and you could potentially die. They have the ability to bring down roofs as well as clog motors. Knowing all that volcanoes are capable of, here's a little added shocker. Even the largest volcanoes are no match for nature's biggest baddies, known as supervolcanoes. The Yellowstone supervolcano, one of the biggest supervolcanoes in the world, has drawn a lot of interest and concern. Many people worry that it will explode soon or that it might do so at any moment. But will it? Let's talk about the questions and possibilities regarding the Yellowstone eruption. Yellowstone is still a major source of concern for many people. What if it did erupt? What is the most likely scenario in such a hypothetical setting? What horrific destruction would it bring upon humanity? Will it be the end of the world as we know it? Or will it disappoint and deflate the enthusiasm that has built up over the previous few years? So let's look at that. So, what would happen if Yellowstone were to erupt? There would be problems if Yellowstone had indeed erupted. You see, if it erupts, its effects might be felt on a global scale. The areas closest to the destruction will suffer the most. There will be the usual post-eruption disasters such as pyroclastic clouds, toxic gases, lava flows, and earthquakes, to name a few. The fact that this is a supervolcano eruption, however, means that all of these impacts will be amplified to an 11. Now the question is, why are we even talking about Yellowstone's eruption? Well, the University of Utah's seismograph stations, which manage the Yellowstone seismic network operations and analysis, noted 59 earthquakes in the area in July of 2022. A little earthquake with a magnitude of 3.1 that was located 14 miles southwest of the enormous Hot Springs region was primarily the event of the month. In Yellowstone, these earthquake series account for almost half of the seismicity. The southwestern region of the park and the upper geyser basin of Yellowstone are where you can find the Old Faithful. Every 91 minutes, it shoots out more than 14,000 liters or 3,700 gallons of boiling water more than 30 meters into the air. It was named after its regular and predictable eruptions when it was first found in 1870 by the Washburn Expedition. They're responsible for more than 1 million eruptions that have occurred since Yellowstone was made a park in 1872. Old Faithful, the most well-known geyser in the world, erupts 20 times per day. These eruptions last between 1 and 5 minutes and reach heights of 100 to 180 feet with an average height of 130 to 140 feet. Due to groundwater buildup, according to the GPS network, Yellowstone maintains background levels of activity during the whole month of July. With record floods in the Yellowstone region brought on by heavy rain and snowmelt in June, it was a bit more eventful than usual. Between June 10th and 13th, there were multiple landslides and rockfalls, particularly at the park's northern boundary. The region's infrastructure was seriously destroyed. Some roads and bridges were washed away, and homes suffered major damage, cutting off entire villages. The hydrothermal activity was unaffected by the floods, and neither did they cause any negative seismic activity. Geysers began erupting more frequently because they do so during seasons of substantial precipitation than they do so during the drier times of year. Despite being slight, the time shift is statistically significant. With 8 significant eruptions, the Steamboat Geyser erupted twice in 2022 on June 10th and June 20th. Seismograph stations at the University of Utah located a staggering 149 earthquakes. GPS sites in Yellowstone caldera and close to the Norris's Geyser Basin have detected a few millimeters of elevation since the summer season started. Since 2015, there has been an annual tendency for caldera subsidence of a few millimeters. This uplift happens when snow melts and flows into the earth, causing it to swell. Although the Yellowstone supervolcano is said to be exceedingly unlikely to erupt, new underground activity raises concerns about how powerful it might be. Even though the majority of earthquakes are barely felt, they provide scientists with information on how quickly the magma chamber under Yellowstone is filling up, producing more trembling and shaking. It shows that the reservoir has received new magma puddles. 600,000 to 800,000 years separated the 3 major eruptions that occurred within the last 2.1 million years. The entire park and the surrounding area can still feel the effects of the most recent massive eruption, which happened 640,000 years ago. Now, the real question is, how likely are the chances of this eruption? The chances of humans being alive in the vicinity of the park range is from incredibly slim to virtually none. Step back. No supervolcano, including Yellowstone, will erupt. Despite how terrible a super eruption like the one at Yellowstone would be, it won't end the planet as many media sources commonly claim. We are better equipped than ever for a supervolcano. In addition, things are just getting better as time goes on. The likelihood of a Yellowstone super eruption occurring in the next few thousand years is extremely low, according to the United States Geological Survey. In fact, it's possible that Yellowstone will never erupt once more. Now here's a little bonus point for you, another number to help you forget your dread of Yellowstone. The likelihood of an eruption at Yellowstone Park in any given year is 0.00014% based on the eruption's past history. This chance is even less likely than the possibility of an asteroid destroying us. The Yellowstone supervolcano won't be erupting anytime soon, so there you have it. Even if it did, it would be a while before that occurs. This was all for today. Now tell us what your thoughts are about this supervolcano in the comment section below. Thank you for watching Volcanow, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notifications to stay up to date on our videos. Make sure to check out similar videos from our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.